welcome back to my channel. Today I will be sharing a recipe for smothered pork chop. This will be absolutely delicious, and to get started, here I have my pork chop already well seasoned. I'll show you guys how I achieved this in just a minute. I have here some beef broth. You can use chicken broth if you like. I have some chopped onions, garlic. I'll be using some flour, butter, and for the seasonings I have paprika, complete seasoning, bouillon, creole seasoning, and black pepper. So here's how I season my pork chop. First, I wash them really well in some vinegar and I pat them dry. For the seasonings, I'll be using garlic and onion powder, meat seasoning, seasoned salt, paprika, and some black pepper. I also have some fresh green seasoning here. What you want to do is combine all of the seasonings, mix really well, and then we will generously coat our pork chops with the seasonings. We will also add our green seasoning as well, and we will just get in there with our hands and make sure that these pork chops are well seasoned by massaging that seasoning into the pork chops. Once I was done, I allowed this to sit and marinate for about 6 hours. Now you don't have to let yours marinate that long, but the longer the better. If you can leave it overnight, that will be best. In a preheated skillet, I did add about a 1/4 cup of oil, and now I'll go in with the pork chop. You want to sear these on both sides. We just want to get a little bit of color on them. We don't want to cook them all the way through because we'll be finishing them off in the oven. Once they brown up on one side, we'll give them a flip and allow them to brown on the other side. Then we'll remove them and carry on with the same step until we're all done. So I did remove some of the oil, and now I'll add my butter, allow that to melt. Once it melts, we'll go in with our onions and garlic. We'll give it a good mix and allow them to go for about 3 to 4 minutes. We just want them to soften up a bit and release some of those flavors. Next, you want to add your flour and give that a good mix. We will allow this to go for about a minute or two so we can cook away that raw taste from the flour before we add the broth. Next, you want to add your beef broth, and please remember you can add whatever broth you like here. I like using the beef broth because it adds a nice natural color to the gravy. Once we've added the broth, you want to go in with the seasonings. And you don't want to add a lot of seasoning here. I will put the measurements that I put in here because what will happen is once this cooks in the oven and it like evaporates, it will become salty, and you don't want that. So you want to go light on the seasoning. You want to allow this to simmer for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium to low heat. Once it thickens up, you want to turn your heat off and then place your pork chop into a baking dish. Then pour the gravy over top of the pork chops. We will cover and place this in a 375-degree oven for about 1 hour. Now, if you have a very high heat oven that cooks really fast, you might want to put your oven on 350. But my oven is a pain in the butt, so I usually do 375. We will cover this again and allow it to bake for about 1 hour, and then I'll show you guys the next step. And after about 1 hour, this is how the pork chops are looking. They smell absolutely amazing. I wish videos had smells so you guys could smell what's going on. Now we'll place this back into the oven uncovered for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, this is what we have here, guys. The pork chops are finally done, and look how gorgeous they look. The golden brown. Oh, the gravy is absolutely amazing. What I like to do is go in there with my spoon and just smother them with that gravy, because some of the gravy has evaporated and that's what causing them to look dry at the top there. So you want to get in there with the spoon and just smother them and, you know, make them look nice and moist. And then I like to go in with my fresh parsley just to add a pop of color and brightness. And the next thing I like to do is allow this to cool down a little bit before serving. That way the gravy thickens up a bit more, because it looks a bit thin right now. So you want the gravy to thicken up some more, and then it will sit really well on top of the pork chops. And when you serve it up, it will be perfect. And here you have it, guys, my smothered pork chop. And I did serve it up with some mashed potatoes. And you know I like my veggies on the side, so I have some cucumbers, tomato, and lettuce right there. And this was absolutely mouth-watering. My entire family enjoyed it. I really do hope you guys give the recipe a try. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for me. I will be leaving all my ingredients and measurements down in the description box, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a good day and enjoy!